As many of you know, I have been posting this week about a gentleman in need with rental assistance. I was contacted late Tuesday afternoon from a local teacher inquiring to see if I knew of any place that provided rental assistance for anyone in need in the community. And I wasn't sure, so I started inquiring more, asking her questions about the situation to kind of see where I could reach out to and see if we were able to find him some funds to keep him in his apartment. So I started asking a little bit more questions just to get some more information about the situation to see how I could best help. And she told me that the gentleman had recently lost his job a little after Thanksgiving and was struggling to find another job, and he recently did find another job, but he was so behind on his rent he was facing eviction. And after hearing that, I told her I would try to think of places to check with to see if anybody had any funds to help this gentleman out. She did let me know that they had checked with most local places and that everyone had a wait list as far as assistance for that. So he was going to court the following morning to get more information on the amount that he had to have and when it was due before the eviction would take place. I told her that I would consider posting on my personal page to ask for assistance. But before I did that, I had to pray, and I let her know that I needed to pray about it and just be able to get peace from God. He is the one who, you know, points me in the right direction, whether I need to move forward in this. So I asked my daughter to pray with me to get the clarity, the peace, to see if this was something that we needed to be a part of. And I began praying and praying. I prayed all through the night. Every time I woke up, I just talked to God and asked, you know, if you want me to help this man, if I need to post about it, then please give me clarity. Let me know what I'm supposed to do. And if I'm being completely honest, I didn't want to post. I just asked you guys to help with us for the Christmas family that we just adopted just a few weeks ago. And I just kept feeling like I didn't want to ask for help from anybody again right now. And it was very uncomfortable. So it wasn't something that I felt like I could easily do. And that again is why I knew that I just had to pray about it. When I woke up the next morning, the very first thing I saw on my phone was an article about a gentleman in another state who has been delivering groceries on his bicycle in this cold winter weather, and people joined together to help him raise some money so he did not have to do that anymore. And I knew immediately that was God telling me that I needed to ask for help for this man in our local community who was in need. I knew then I had to post. When she reached back out to me on Wednesday morning, she let me know that he needed $2,200 to cover his rent by January 15th. And if I'm being honest, being real, I mean, I laughed and I was like, wow, like this is never going to happen. Like that is a huge amount and there's no way this is going to happen. But God showed up. He lined every single one of you up. So I made the post, told you guys his story. Immediately, you all started supporting and sharing, praying, sending monetary donations. I had people reaching out to me, asking me what was the story, who was this guy, who was I asking for help for. And honestly, I have struggled not knowing all the answers. I don't know this guy. I personally do not know this guy. I don't know his name. And God continues to convict me and tell me that I don't need to know all the answers. He has all the answers. And the only thing I need to do is be obedient to him. And so I've had to sit what I want to know and the questions that I have aside and know that God has his hand all over this, and it's not for me to know all of the answers. I don't have to have all the answers. I just have to obey him and do what he's telling me to do. I started getting messages from people saying that God made it so clear to them that they needed to contribute, and we got huge donations, we got small donations, but every single cent helps. And y'all, I got a text from a lady who would like to remain anonymous, and she told me that she had $1,000 that she wanted to give to this man's rent fund, and I sat and cried. In 3 days, we raised $2,200. $2,200 in 3 days for a man who is in need. And there is no way that this is possible without God. He knew, he had the plan. He just had to have people that would obey him and take care of it. And what I'm most excited about through this whole thing, I am so excited that this man is going to get the relief and he can have this taken care of, and this is something he doesn't have to worry about. But my family has gotten to witness and have a front row seat to this miracle, and for my kids just to see how God works and to see how, if you're obedient, he takes care of everything. I didn't want to come on here and record this because I knew I would get emotional. But I also know that it's another part of me being obedient. Someone needs to hear this. The last thing I want to say is thank you. Thank you to everybody who donated. Thank you to everybody who shared. Thank you to everybody who prayed. Thank you is all I can say. Without you guys, this would not be possible. And I know that it was taking steps of obedience for you and you to contribute your hard-earned money. And we just appreciate everything. I'm saying thank you on behalf of this gentleman. And I cannot wait to get this money order, get it presented to him, and let him get rid of that stress, that worry that I know he's carrying with him. I can't wait to tell him how much God loves him